Hi, my name is Sandeep and I'm your instructor today. So today's class agenda is we are going to learn about Python functions. Before going ahead, let's learn more about why Python. So as you know, Python is a general purpose high level programming language. Its design philosophy emphasizes code readability with its notable use of significant white space. Its language constructs an object-oriented approach aimed to how the programmers write clear, logical code for small and large-scale projects. So, without wasting time, let's quickly understand about the Python functions. So, let me take you to the Visual Studio Code editor. I hope my screen is visible. So, let's learn more about it. So, at here, I'm going to write a quick code to understand the Python function structure. So, at here, I'm writing a very simple code to define a function with the name greet. I'm going to start to define a function without arguments. So functions are generally we used to do some tasks, okay, and it also improves the readability, it organizes your code and provide the reusability. Also help to reduce the redundancy in the program. So let me quickly write a quick code here. I'm going to print a message, good morning. Right? And if I run my code, what will happen? It will not print something because as of now, this is only a function definition. So let me make you more clear about it. So Python function has two parts. One, when we define a function. Let me quickly write in a comment line, Python function. Right? If I talk about it, this is how it is. Now, how do I check the output? So for that, I need to call this function. That means calling a function or invoking a function, right? So let me quickly write the name of the function here with the parenthesis. So when I run my code, you will check, it will show the output. So let's understand more about. Okay, so let's understand more about the flow of the function. Okay, so let me guide you here. So if we check over here, the computer will firstly call this function greet, and when it says, oh, it's a we need to invoke a function, then it will check where it is defined. And when it check over here, what else the tasks are given, it will run the code like this. Now let's try to understand Python function without the this is how we learn about without arguments. Let's learn about with arguments, right? So let me quickly write a function with arguments. Just suppose I want to say good morning to some person. Let me write the name of that person here, Rohan. And what I will do, this value will be taken by here with the parameters, which is actually a variable name. And now let me add it here in the print statement. Now if I run my code, it will show me the output, good morning Rohan. Right? Okay, so at here what is actually happening? Okay, at here again, if I talk about that, the Python code is here. It's really interesting if I talk about it. And here you kindly check when we pass the value Rohan to the function definition, okay, that will be taken by the parameter over here, name. So that will be utilized in the code, in the task here, right? There can be more than one parameter. We call it parameter. So there can be one or more parameters. What do we call it? We call it arguments over here. Right? Okay, there can be more than one parameter could be there. It depends upon the task over here. Now let's learn about a Python function with a return statement. And before that, I want to show you, yes, of course, we can take more than one parameter. So let me quickly show you that. Let me write a different code. I'm going to write a function to add the two numbers. So let me take two parameters num1 and num2 and let me add the code. So at here I'm going to add the two numbers, okay, and what I will do here, I will add those numbers and then later I'm going to print the result, that is sum of two numbers is sum, right? Now let me call this function here add with the parenthesis. Now let me just suppose I give value, first number is 10, second number is 20, right? And when I will call this function, these values will be taken by num1 and num2 respectively. Yes, of course, it follows the order. Now at here, if I run my code, you will also check the output. That it gave me result, sum of two numbers is 3030. Now let me optimize this code by using a return statement. In place of printing the statement here, let me return the value of sum back to the Python function. Now this function will take that value and with the help of return statement, along with that it says here the Python code ends. The return value will be passed to the calling function and that value I assign to some variable with the name result. Now let me print the value of result. Let me show you the code here. Okay, great. So this is how today we learn about Python function. I hope you liked the session today. Thank you so much.